Nice.
Now, this is what we will be embarking on today, or boarding. We have just very briefly, where I will introduce the course overview on what we will be doing and what's our focus of this journey together. Hopefully, you have your chapters with you, because today we will focus on reading the opening poem of chapter 63. And we have a task that we would like you to prepare, and Chris will explain that to you in a little while, that you would need to prepare for the next week. So generally speaking, in our courses, we do have kind of homework or assignments. And then hopefully, if you can, no pressure at all to do these with us, it will be nice. But if you cannot, please do not worry. We do not give any detentions or do not send letters to parents if you don't. So no panic. Okay. First of all, to welcome you today on this journey, we do have a lovely poem that has been embraced now as part of the Ocean courses. This poem has actually been created when Mark Temple was taking this course with us. He's a previous voyager. And since part of this voyage is actually a lot of emphasis on creativity, he has created loads of poems. But one of them has become a kind of the official poem because it's entitled Friendships. And it has this connection with voyaging and the ships. And Mark now has taken the course, so he will not be with us, but he's agreed that we share this poem with you, and Richard will be reading that for you as a welcoming poem. And then I will continue after that with the course overview. So,
Friendships by Mark Temple. Dear exquisitely precious friendships in the flotilla, welcome. For those of us who like dashes, friendships. For those who thrive in unity, in the one vessel, the like of which has never been or ever will be seen again. Seen, understood, as in A-OK, full steam ahead, no air above nor below. Fly your pennants or flags in the affirmative, even here supposedly so far away, but really only regulatory. So, just as ordained in the manual, and in truth, closer than vain. Jugular, how so? Ask and knock and ask, ad infinitum. Stay close to the door, speaks a cat to itself at the mouse hole, even though it may not need to speak to itself. Who knows? The cat guards its secret, openly, inscrutable, but possibly only to us. The mouse, God willing, will wait till our cat has gone, and even then may not appear. Another way out? Again, who knows? Known it is, but not by me, thank God.
beautifully read. Thank you, Richard. And thank you, Mark Temple in spirit as well.
Thank you, Mark.
Wonderful. Okay, so what we will be working on or focusing on during this particular journey together is, as you have seen, is the focus on Ibn Arabi's imagination. And the word for it is khayal in Arabic. We will kind of develop a familiarity with Ibn Arabi's put central concepts, because can we really talk about concepts with Ibn Arabi? But since there is no other way of saying it for now, I just put that down. So vision and the barzakh, what can we call these? And then the most important part as well, and the most beautiful part, is that in previous journeys with previous voyages, there was a lot of kind of emphasis on the personal creativity aspect and how it relates to spirituality. So it's not just reading Ibn Arabi, but we are actually engaging with his work creatively. And I will show you some of the works that has been produced previously for some inspiration. And that's what would be, encouraged that you do during this course as well. So keep a journal next to you, or keep a folder, whatever, a piece of paper throughout this journey, so that whenever, because inspiration doesn't let you know in advance, it just comes in, so that you have the pen ready to write. Okay, now a kind of a short map for what we will be doing when we are traveling together. We will be having shared reading experiences together, so reading texts either in breakout rooms or as a whole group. Of course, you know, we are all individuals, so you will be experiencing your own personal journey in parallel while journeying with the group. And as I mentioned, the creative experience. How do you engage with Ibn Arabi's work? And in the kernel of the kernel, we are told that the roads that lead to God are as many as the breaths of the creatures. So there are so many roads on this map. And let's hope that we stick to each other, that we don't get lost as well on these roads. Now, as I mentioned earlier, since we do have people who've joined us for the first time, so there's just a little bit of details I would like to mention to you on how we have been conducting these journeys together, or how this course will go. So the first important part is that the way we engage with the text is that we have a direct contact with it, which I'm going to say a little bit more about it in the next slide. And every week you will have a selected passage that it will be sent through the emails. There will be a few mini lectures, and they will be recorded, as Richard said. So these will be recorded, but the discussions won't be recorded. And these mini lectures is not a way of me talking at you, but actually it's a way of inviting you to reflect together on questions and reflections that we see in Ibn Arabi's work. So feel free that when you listen or hear those mini lectures, that you are invited also to give your own views, to agree or disagree. It would be good that we disagree, it's healthy. So we don't have to agree on everything all the time. The discussions take place in breakout rooms or in group discussions. Now, there will be, in the weekly emails, there will be suggested readings at home. These are generally secondary resources on Ibn Arabi. We will not have the time to do that during the course, during the sessions, but you can do that at your own pace at home. And then if you have anything that you would like to share, please also do so. So you will see that there will be some suggested readings related to the particular topics that we're studying every week. Another point that I will say a little bit more about is the creative engagement. So I'll mention a little bit more about that and how we're going to prepare for week 6. And we also start our sessions with the prayer by Ibn Arabi. So sometimes if you come in and you feel that there is some sort of a silence at the beginning of the session, it could be that we've just read the prayer at the beginning and there is a silence following it, just for inspiration and to sit with the presence of Ibn Arabi's guidance. And these are prayers inspired by the prayers of Ibn Arabi himself. Right, so with regards to the creative engagement, now we need to get prepared for our homework. As I said, keep a book note with you or a journal, and whatever inspiration comes to you when you're reading chapter 63, because the idea is that in week 6 we will be sharing our creative work. Now, this does not mean necessarily that it just have to be in writing though.